Hello, today's video is to show you how to perform the offset on an Access DH or DH2 prober. So to start, you can see we have our sequence selected and set for the bottom slot in the prober. The circuit card, you can see it here in this camera image, is mounted in the bottom slot within the prober bed. And now we'll go ahead and switch to the offset tab. So what I'm going to do is to start by moving the Z1 camera over to our target. You can see down in the camera image I've stuck a sticker on the surface of the card. It has a little black circle on a white background. It makes an easy target to use for offset. So we'll drive the Z1 camera now over to that target. So we'll change this up to 100,000 microns and move the camera over to the target. It'll take a second to do this. So there is the target. I also looks like I need to focus this, so we'll go ahead and focus the camera. If you do need to focus the camera, now doing an offset is the time to do that. So there's our target. We'll go ahead and get placed up on that. I'm going to move our camera down here a little bit. All right, and then let's just fine tune the placement of this. It's crucial that you do the offset as exact as possible. So I'm going to move it so the crosshairs are right in the center of the target. So you can see right in the middle of the target I've got the crosshairs. So go ahead and set that. And once we set the camera position, now we'll switch for the Z1 head over to the prober. You might hear the prober moving in the background over my microphone. So now you would do is to lower the probe tip down to the target. Let me adjust the camera vision here a little bit so you can see a little bit more clearly. There we go. Should see the probe coming into view here momentarily. There it is. And so what you want to do is have the probe just make contact with the surface of the card. And so it looks like I need to raise it up just a little bit. You can see it's up off the card now, so we'll lower it back down. And that looks pretty good. So you can see that the probe is just off center from the target. So we need to move it. It looks to be forward and slightly to the left. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's try it at 500 microns. And we'll move it forward and left. All right. And just to give you a little bit better view, let's look at it straight from the front. It's a little bit light shot there. So we're going to move it slightly to the right. Okay, that looks pretty good from that side. Again, I'm going to look at it from an angle. And you can see I've got the probe tip sitting right in the center of that circle. Okay, it's best that you look at it from the front and from the sides to make sure that you've got the probe precisely on the center of the target where you had your crosshairs. So we'll go ahead and set that. Now what we do is switch over to Z2. And now we'll go ahead and move the Z2 camera out over the card. So again, I'm going to use 100,000 microns movement to initial start and get the camera so I have the target in view. So it's going to be right over here. So there's the target right there. Again, you can see the camera's out of focus. If you're using a DH prober, you would have to manually focus the camera. On a DH2 camera, we have an autofocus feature, so we'll use the autofocus to see if we can get that to focus for us. There we go. So we'll go ahead and move the crosshairs for Z2 camera over the target. All right. And we'll move that to the center. Sorry, 100 microns. We'll move a little bit up. And again, it's crucial that you do this as exact as possible. So to make sure that we have the Z2 camera in the same position as Z1, you can click on the Z1 image button. It'll show you where you had the camera for Z1. And it looks like I need to move back just a little bit. So we'll try 50 microns towards the back of the prober. That looks pretty good. So again, we'll check the Z1 by comparison. And Z1 and Z2 look like they're pretty much the same. So we'll go ahead and set that. And now again, we'll switch from camera over to probe. And do the same thing that we did with the Z1 head. We'll lower the probe tip down to the card. Takes a little bit of time to get the probe down to the card. Should see it coming into view here shortly in the camera. There it is. All right, and let's move that back up again. You see it's just off, so I'm going to lower it down a little bit back. That looks pretty good. So you can see that the probe is just towards the rear and off to the right of the target. So we're going ahead and adjust that in. Again, I'm going to try 500 microns. And we'll move forward and left. Okay. That was a little too far. Let's move back 200. All right, and that looks pretty good. See if we get that in a little closer. And it looks like we're still a little bit to the right, so I'm going to move it left 200 microns. Again, what we typically do is look at it from the front and then look at it from the side and make sure that you have the placement good. And this is just a little too far forward, so we're going to move it towards the rear. Okay, and that actually looks pretty good. So what we'll do is go ahead and set that, and then you can click the Save button. And that's all there is to it. The important thing here to remember is that with the dual-headed prober, that when you do the offset, you use the same target to perform that offset procedure. If you have any questions, please contact Huntron Tech Support. We have a lot of good information on our website, including lots of videos on our YouTube channel. So appreciate you watching, and thank you.